that particular what building business model canvas is all about. We also spoke about the market and competitor analysis. And I said what we use here is to kind of profile our main competitors. We used to use Tube and say, okay, what do they have that we don't have? What are the things that we want to do that they don't have? So this will help us to understand where our competitive advantage will be used. We spoke about the product market fit, where we said this is all what we need this to ensure that, okay, our product is ready and is ready to go to the market. There's no point as a product owner, you having a product that is not ready to be adopted or to be used by the targeted audience. Example is a situation whereby um, imagine if Netflix launched in Nigeria 20 years ago, where only sporadical, limited number of people have access to the internet. As at that time, 20 years ago, Netflix was not market ready in Nigeria because the influencing things for the adoption of Netflix, which is the internet. Many people do not have access to the internet then. So, and that's what we refer to as product market fit. So today we'll continue from where we stop, and we'll start from product prioritizations. We touched base briefly on this, but we'll just go in more details. So product prioritization, before I continue, any question from what we discussed last week? Okay. So product prioritization, right? This is where is that? I think we have. Okay. So we listed all this. All this. These are all the so let's say product prioritization. And we now said these are all the features that we need to develop. Okay, registrations, let's say registration, like personal details. Okay. Registration by social media, where if you have Facebook or anything, just use it. Okay. Login. Login with username and password. Login with passcode. Okay. Let's say these are things. All these items are what we need to develop for Netflix. Now, and we've said that because we only have 6 months to develop all of these things, and that 6 months, we're certain that it will not be, we cannot finish all of this thing in 6 months. Okay, we can't finish it. If we're to finish all of this, it will take us, let's say, 12 months. but the timeline at which we have to finish this thing is 6 months. Hence, we need to be able to prioritize. Okay, we need to be able to prioritize to know that, oh, what are the things we should focus on so that within the 6 months we will be able to have something ready for the end users. They can start using it while we complete the rest. And that is what the strategy, okay, the strategy for us to do that is what we call prioritizations. And I'm going to repeat that again. We have about how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13th. We have 13 features to complete. These 13 features, we're saying that normally, if we're to complete the whole 13 features, it will take us 12 months. Okay? To complete this, it will take us 12 months. And the timeline that we have to complete to give for the MVP, the timeline to give the MVP. Do we still understand? Who can remind me what we meant by MVP? MVP to the users is 6 months. One can go. What is our MVP?
Minimum value product.
Yeah, minimum value or minimum viable products. We use them interchangeably. Thank you for that. So we have 6 months to have our MVP out for the users to start using it. Okay. Now, how do we go about it? The 13 things, it will take us 12 months by default. And we have 6 months to make sure that, okay, we give something out to the user for them to start using. So the strategy to ensure that you don't want to give something that is not valuable. Thank God you call it the minimum valuable product. Something that is not valuable, you don't want to leave it and go ahead and just give something that is not valuable. So you want to make sure that within the 6 months, all the features that are valuable are the ones that you make available for the users within these 6 months. And we use prioritization strategy to achieve that. Basically, there are many prioritization strategies. Okay, types of prioritization. There are many, but for the purpose of this, we'll stick to the two most commonly used ones, which is Kano prioritization and Moscow. Okay, these two are the most commonly used prioritization techniques: the Kano model and the Moscow prioritization techniques. Okay. So let's start with the Kano model first. The Kano model helps organizations to identify and prioritize the features, based on their criticality to the users. Yeah. That's what Kano prioritization does. So to do this, one thing we have about 4 quadruple. Sorry, just give me a minute, please. So we have 4 quadruple. Okay. Let's use insert it. Delighter satisfier indifferent and basic. Okay. Now, the delighter, what does the delighter do for us? Delighter enhances customer satisfaction. Okay. It gives customer makes customer to be satisfied. Indifference means it does not matter. So it does not matter. If you put it or not, then the basic. These are the basic things. Basic features that must be in a product. Okay. So this one's basic features that they must be is a threshold. You need this to be competitive. You know, your product must have it to be accepted by the users. Okay. Satisfier is what? Performance. For performance. So based on this now, can anyone now say, we can now let's start from this one. Registration by personal details. Where do we think we can put it here? Registration by personal details. Under where? Would that give a delight? Is that a delighter? Is that going to enhance customer satisfaction? Or is it going to make it increase the performance, or it does not really matter, or basics. These are basic things that you must have. Where do we want to put ability for registration to enter by personal details? Where do we think that would be? Basics. Thank you. So we drop the sugar. So we drop that here under basic. Again, we go to the next one. Registration by social media. Under where will this be? Is that going to be a delighter, satisfying, or indifference of basics? Guys, let's make it interactive. Where do we think we can put this? Social media, is that a delighter? Indifference. It does not make any much difference. Thank you. Again, registration using username, login using username and password. Where would that be? In different basics. Thank you. Then login with passcode. Where would that be?
Still under basic.
Still under basics. But if we look at it, if you're logging under, you give it a code, instead of me to put my username and these things, okay, I'm going to put it as delighter, because that means within 5 seconds I can log in. Whereas username and password means I'll have to start typing, especially when you're using remote. You know, that will take about 30 seconds or a minute. So let's put it as delighter. Then ability to create users. We want to create, I own this, but I want to create user for my wife or for my brother. Where would that be? You can drop it here, because that will make customer too. It's a performance issue. Then search movie, where would that be? Satisfier. Thank you. Play movie. I think search and play, I will put them as basic, because those are the core functionalities of whatever you want to do. Then pause and restart from where you stop. Where will you put this one? Pause and restart from where you stop. Yeah.
Basic.
Guys, now YouTube does not allow you to pause. Oh, you can pause, yeah. Then be alerted for new movie. Where will this go?
Customer satisfier.
Customer satisfier. Good. Download favorite movie. Where would that go? Is a delighter. Okay. Rate ability for you to rate movie that you've watched. We'll put it as the lighter as well. Multiple users using one account. Where would this go? So, and do this. Most trending movie listed on top. Copy. We can put this as this. So as this is, we've concluded. So what this means is this. We now know that this one, all these ones, satisfier that are on the right side there, these are the ones that we need to put focus. Because without this, these are the basic things that customers are expecting from us. This basic, customers are expecting it by default. This one will now give them, it will give them what? For them to have a better user experience. Meanwhile, these ones are the ones that, okay, if we have the time, maybe the 5th month, we're able to complete this in the 5th month, all this within the 5th month, and we still have 1 more month. Then we can pick 1 or 2 or all of this one because they are our delighter. Then the last one, the one that are indifference, these are, they're not giving us any value. So we don't need to focus on them. But if time permits, maybe after the whole 5th month, we complete everything, including this, and we still have 1 month left, we can give them this particular one. So this is Kano model that we use to prioritize our features. Any questions? Is this clear? Are we clear about this?
Excuse me, sir. Is that kind of like an acronym or what?
Sorry, what was that?
The
Sorry.
Kano.
Yeah.
Is it like
no,
an
no.
acronym?
It's not an acronym, it's just a
Okay.
name. I think the person that invented it, his name is Kano.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
sir. All right, thank you.
Then, so thanks. We go to the next one, which is the Moscow prioritization. Okay. I said this, M is for what? Must have. S is for, what is S?
Should.
Should have. What is C?
Could have.
Could have. Then the last one, W, is what?
Won't.
Won't have. Again, the must have are, it's a must. It's, give us high value. The highest, give us the highest value. So this one is what? The should one is just, it's an enhancer. It's improve performances and user experience and user experience. The third one is luxurious in nature. Then this one is no value at all. It has no value. Again, let's now use the same metrics that we use. Okay. Must have, should have, could have, and won't have. Let's start one after the other. I'm going to copy this for easy. Registration by personal details. Where do we think this will go?
Must have.
Must have. Yeah. Social media.
Maybe could.
Could. Login with username and password.
Must.
Must. Login with passcode. Should. Ability to create users. Create users. Search movie. What is this? Search movie and play movie.
Must.
Must. Pause and restart from where you stop.
Must have.
Must have. Be alerted for new movies.
Maybe could.
Good, thank you. Download. Where is download going?
Could.
Why do you go for code?
It's not a must.
Yeah, it's not a must, but why? Why is it not a must?
Okay, because obviously that's not the only platform where we can download movies. Then we can choose not to.
Absolutely. You can choose not to. And the best way to look at it is this. I always go for must. Anything that's a must, I look at it that without all this must, a user cannot use our platform. That's what I always like to go. So it's the bare minimum that you must have for you to use our platform. Without it, you can't use our platform. There is no way, if you do not register, you cannot use it. If you do not log in, you can't use it. If you do not search, you cannot use it. If you do not play, there is no way. If you can't do pause and restart, in fact, if we're to go, I will even bring pause and restart here. because it's possible you play it, you don't play, if you cannot, you might not be able to pause. You finish it. If you can't finish it, of course, wherever you are, it should be. But let's put it here just the same way that we put it. So that's the way. Without it, users cannot. Our applications or system is useless because user will not be able to use it. Then they should have, and now that okay, user can use it, right? But they will struggle. They will not have a good experience. And that is why I would even put this, I'll put it as should. Okay? Because it's possible you use it and you cannot pause it. The only thing is you don't have a good experience, you will not have a good experience, but you can still watch movie. Then this one will now be like, hey, either it's there or not, it will not add to the experience I will have. If you think that if the could are there, you will still have a good experience. It's just like, okay, it will just give me some social class. It will elevate my class, like logging with social media, being alerted, download. These are things that it will not give me much of user experience, but it will elevate my social class. So this is how to look at how to do our prioritizations. We've used Kano model. We've also used Moscow prioritization model. Any questions? So we've used both Kano prioritizations and Moscow model. So let's go to the next slide, which is our MVP. Okay, we've discussed it. Now, as a product owner, I told you that your role, maybe you've now used either of these two models to come up with, we now say that, okay, must, we finish the must first. The moment we finish this must, we go to should. Meanings, we finish this must under 3 months. We finish this within another 3 months. In the 6 months, we're only able to finish the must have and the should have. Then these two will now be what we refer to as our MVP. So at the end of the 6 months, user will be able to register, they will be able to log in, they will be able to search, they will be able to play movie, they will be able to log in with passcode, they will be able to create users, they will be able to pause, start from where they stop. These are all what they will be able to do within the first 6 months. Okay, they will be able to do this within the first 6 months. So these alerted ones are our MVP. You as the product owner, your role is now to champion, to ensure that within that 6 months, all these 7 features are ready, they are tested, and that user can effectively use them. They can register, they can search, they can play, they can log in with their passcode, they can create users, they can pause and restart. This is what we refer to as MVP. After the 6 months that we've given user to be able to do this, the remaining 6 months, we will now focus on the rest and start to add more to it if we have any opportunity to do it. So this is what we refer to as our MVP. This is what we know as MVP. Okay. Now, as a product owner, when you have your MVP, you don't just go to the users, to the end users to say, hey, these are things. There's something we call wireframe. We call wireframe, where you wireframe it, you show the end users how it should be. Now, in product management, you will have wireframe is done by the UX UI team. Okay, we normally have a dedicated personnel that will do this wireframe, something like this. You can see, but it's also a good experience if you, as a product owner, you can also do at least the low fidelity. And there are two types of wireframing. That's what we call the low fidelity and the high fidelity. We call it low feed and high feed. So the low fidelity wireframe, as you can see, it's just an ordinary sketch of how it should use. So you can just sketch it to say, okay, you register, you do this, you do that. Just sketch. Majorly, as a product owner, you are likely to just do this sketch. Meanwhile, once you've sketched it like this, you can even use your pencil to sketch it. How will the name be and blah, blah, blah. We will go through it and see how we can sketch something. Then your UX UI team will now use what you have sketched to come up with an interactive high fidelity. As you can see, the difference between low fidelity is just like it's a sketch, like I said earlier on. It's just to give an understanding of how it should look. But this one, it has color. It's nearly almost about 70%. It looks 70% of exactly the way it will be when the whole thing is completed. You can see this is the picture. Welcome back. Login. You can see everything here. So you will use all these things. The registration by personnel. So let's go ahead and see if we can just now. One of the things I love to use these Miro tools. Okay. So, let's do, sorry. I want to do frame. This is frame. Okay. No. So what we were, for the purpose of those who are joining, we just want to do a wireframe. And I said wireframe is just a skeletal we want to do for registration. We want to do for registration. We want to do for login. We can also do for search movie. We just do those three. So the first registration, okay, just have, it does not need to look exactly like what you're doing. So we want to say, so if you want to increase, because it's very small, you can see, increase the font size, you can increase it. So register or login, okay? Don't mind. So what do you want to do? So you want to log in, first name, last name, phone number, email. For you to, what I did, if you want to, I just Control D, it will duplicate it for you. So email, password, then confirm password. So this is what you're saying, that these are what you want to get for registration. Now, if what you want to do, you can also do the same thing and just say Control D. So you're not, in this case, you don't want to register because you've registered. What you want to do is to log in. So also, you're logging in. Remember, we're doing log in with username and password. So just sketch something. Username. Password. And if you want, maybe we're adding forget password. So this is what we refer to as what? Your low fidelity. You are just, what you're doing here is just to show, to illustrate, to give some visual representation of how registration by personal details, login. Then if you want to do search again, just go there and look for search and do it. So you have done your low fidelity. And the UX team, user experience team, will pick your this thing that you've done. They will not go ahead to do the high fidelity that will have color, that will look exactly or similar like what the final product will look like. So this is then all the MVP, all these things that you've done, you will do the low fidelity, then the UX team will do the high fidelity like this. Then you can now take it to the user to say, hey guys, can you do the testing to ensure that this meets your requirements? You're able to log in, you're able to register, and you don't have any issues, which is where we'll go. So to recap, the moment you use your prioritization model, any of the two models here, either Kano or Moscow prioritization, to come up with this type of prioritizations. In this case, we use Moscow, which is more and the should have that we're focusing on. We said we're going with these 7 features. Now, it's not just enough. As a product owner, you now know the prioritizations feature that you want to do. Before you go ahead and start developing, it's a good experience as a product owner to say, hey, I need to be able to test this. And that is what we call usability testing, to say, can I test that actually users are able to they even know how they can, to log in, to register with their personal details. They know how to log in with usernames without confusion. So you will do it. And for you to do that usability testing, the good experience is you have to do what we call wireframing, which is a visual representation of all these features that we say we are doing. And I said there are 2 types of wireframing. We have the first one, the low fidelity, which is just like this. It's just a sketch. It does not even look like the final product, but it's good because you can show to people and just to convey some little information out. Then the second one is the high fidelity. I also mentioned that as a product owner, you should be able to do at least low fidelity. But in real life, your UX, UI team will do both the low fidelity and the high fidelity. But I'll say that it's also a good one if you can do the low fidelity so that no one is misrepresenting what you want to achieve. So once you've come up with your low fidelity, like what we've done here, this is for registration, this is for login. You've done this, the US guys will now look what you've done here to come up with the high fidelity. So this is the high fidelity. Now, once you now have the high fidelity, we move to the next slide, which is the usability testing. Okay. The essence of usability testing is to test the functionalities that, oh, we want users to be able to register with their personal details. We want to make sure that they are able to do that with limited or no stress. Because you don't want to have that kind of feature and user will go to their website, they will not even know how to navigate to go and register. You want to make sure that without being told, users are able to navigate seamlessly your website or your applications, and they can get most of this feature done without being told. And for you, it's always a good experience as a product owner to ensure that before you develop, you spend effort, you do your usability testing so that you can have a real understanding, data around, okay, there are about 10 people, 9 are able to, without being prompted or without being shown around, they're able to register, they're able to give in their details on the applications. And that is what usability testing does for us. Now, there are 3 elements involved in usability testing. There's a facilitator, which is someone, probably you, a product owner or a UX or UI teams. You are a facilitator and you will guide the participants. You will guide them through. The second element is the task. So the task here is, for instance, we've done this. We just say, hey, Yemisi is our user 1. Can you go to these applications and register? That the registration is the task we want you to do. Okay, you as the facilitator, you've asked, you tell Yemisi what the task you want Yemisi to do, and you just do what you observe Yemisi on how she navigates through the website. Is she able to go to where she will register? Is she not going to where she will log in? When she gets to where she will register, is she putting first name? She's not putting middle name in where first name is. All those things are what you will observe. Then the last element is the participants. In this case, we're using Glory as our participants, which is, it's always the best experience to use the end users. So Glory is somebody, she's a freak, she watch movie 24/7. Then we've recruited Glory to be our participants here so that we say, hey, we know you like movie. We're coming up with Netflix that will come to Nigeria. We've developed this. We give them this high fidelity to say, okay, go there and make sure you can register successfully. We just told Glory what we want her to do. Then we will observe. You will observe to get Glory goes to the right place where she needs to register. She's not going to another place. When she gets to where she needs to register, she puts in the right data, right information at the right times and everything. And without being told, she click register. And she was able to register. That's what you do. So those are the three elements: facilitator, which is you; the task, which is what you want Glory to do. In this case, we want her to register. Then the last one is the participant, which is Glory. And we said that it's better to use the real and actual end users, Glory being the end users of Netflix, because she's an an addict movie watcher. So once you do that, this is what usability testing. Let's try and see if we can do something. So based on this, we will now want to do usability testing for this. Usability testing. So task. Glory is our user one. Folashade is our user two. Then feedback. Okay. What is the first task? Register with personal detail. Okay. Then log in with username and password. Log in with passcode. Create user search movie. Search movie. Okay. Play movie. These are we can test everything. I'm just limiting it to this. Okay. These are the now we now say, and this is the we have this where's let's say this is the high level. This is the high level, I mean, the low level, the low fidelity that we've come up with, and we want them to test it. We say, hey, Glory, can you use this thing that we've come up with? Firstly, register with personal detail, which is the task. Glory will now code and say, okay. Okay. Glory says, yes, pass. I'm able to log in with personal details. I'm able to also pass. I'm able to log in with username. Fail, I cannot log in with passcode. Fail, I cannot search. Pass, I can play movie. Folashade, pass. Maybe pass again. Then the feedback and good UX and easy to locate. Okay, easy to locate. That's what the feedback that they've given us. Again, another good feedback, good to locate. Now, log in our passcode. It's failed again. difficult to locate where to put the passcode. Okay, this is what the feedback they've given us. Again, maybe another feedback is so another feedback could be only 4 spaces. Okay. The code are 6 character and there are only 4 spaces to input the code. Okay, maybe this is another thing. So by doing these things, this usability testing allow you to know that, hey, firstly, this one registration login pass because people are able to do that, but login with passcode, people cannot, number one, locate where the passcode is. They cannot locate where the passcode is. Also, even when they locate it, the spaces where they need to put passcode, let's say for passcode, so okay, this is it. However, you only provide 4 spaces, but the passcode that you have is 4, is 6. How do you want to provide, how do you want to input those 6 codes in this 4? So the feedback that you've been given. So this is failed. Before you start working on it, usability testing already informed you that these are the issues. Then you need to make sure you fix those 2 issues before you start working on the development. And of course, you do it for every other things, and you can have multiple testers. You can have 10, 15, or 20. But the essence of it is just that you want to know how users, real users in this case, can navigate and make sure that they successfully do these tasks that you've asked them, this feature that you're building. And that is the essence of your usability testing. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Okay. So thank you. Can you send the attendance link, please? Thank you for that. Right. Okay, so now we've done our usability testing. The feedback of that usability testing is this, and we've gone ahead, we fix it. Everything is fixed. So all these features that we are releasing as part of our MVP, we got it that user can use them. They don't have issue navigating and everything. So we fix all this feedback and everything is good. So we've gone ahead to do the development. Of course, the development will be handled. There are separate things involved with the development where the business analyst will ensure that all these things are extremely and they are well developed. It's outside the scope of this. You as a product owner, you don't know. It's not your job to know how they are able to get people to register. Your own is just that you've given the instruction to the product, to the business analyst. You've given the instruction to the developers, to the software tester that I want users to be able to register using their personal details. They will come up and make sure that they can do this. So once this is done, okay, this is done, and all your applications are now ready. It's ready. You want to, at the end of the 6 months, the application is ready. You want to move this application, give it to the user to start using it. Before you move, you put your application out to the users to start using it. There are some you need to do, make sure that what we do called a GTM. So a GTM means go to market strategy. Okay. We want to make sure that, okay, your product is ready. You must make sure that when this product goes to the market, it's successful in the market. You don't want to do a product that only a handful of people, let's say 30 people are the one that registered. And out of those 30 people that register, no one is even paying. And that is why a go-to-market strategy ensure that the moment you enter the market, millions of people registered and they start using your applications. And that is why you see that most of these applications, they spend huge amount of money on their go-to-market strategy. So go-to-market strategy is a step-by-step plan for launching new product or expansion into a new market. So Netflix want to launch their products into Nigerian market, and they have the Netflix is ready now. But before they launch or they release it to the Nigerian market, they need to have their go-to-market strategy in place, because it's help you to launch your product to the right audience with the right messaging and at the right time. So Netflix will ensure that, okay, we only want to target people of the high income. If that is the case, they must make sure that those people are aware of Netflix. They know the importance. They know the value proposition that they will be getting by signing up and making payments to Netflix. That is what go-to-market strategy will help you to do. To do our go-to-market strategy, there are about 7 things that we need to put into consideration. The first one is our ideal customer profile, ICP. ICP means that, oh, like I mentioned earlier on, the target audience are the low income. We want to know how many of those low income out of the 230 million Nigerians are we targeting? We're not saying you should get the exact amount figure, right? But you must have something. You cannot go into the market without having your figures. So we said the high income earner, let's say they're about 50. We must profile them. How many are female? How many are males? How many are Christians? How many are Muslim? How many of them belongs between the age of 18 and 32? And those who are above that, we need to profile them. And that is the first thing we do, the ICP, the ideal customer profiling. Now, once you do that, you want to make your research about your competitors to ensure that we know that our competitor is YouTube. A majority of people are using YouTube. Why are they using YouTube? What are the disadvantages or the pain points, the problem that people are going through when they are using YouTube? You want to know that as well. Please note that the attendance is now sent on the chat box. If you can all just put it there. So you want to research and understand your competitors. The next thing you want to do, what are the key messages that you want to send out? Netflix, we want to make sure that watch your favorite movies without an ad, because we've understood, we identify initially that the pain point, the major problems people who are using YouTube are facing is that they don't like ads. So we want to now drive that message out so that me that I'm watching YouTube and I'm paying, I'm not happy that when I'm watching my favorite movie, had to spend about 30 minutes of it. When I now see that, oh, there's a new platform, Netflix, that allows me to watch movies without an ad, that will excite me. So you need to send out the right message. It's your job as a product owner to make sure that the right message is sent out to reach and excite the ideal customer profile or target audience that you've initially initiated. Then you need to map your buyer journey. What do we mean by buyer journey? Can anyone help out with buyer journey?
It's the different stages of the buyer making decisions about your product, maybe by from
you.
awareness to consideration. And
Thank you so much. So how different stages, from what stages of flow does the user go through before they make? The first, how did they get to understand or to know that your product, your brand exists? Where's the awareness coming from? Is it from the word of mouth? Would they be getting that from social media? Now, once they understood, the awareness is there, what else do you want them to do? They download. We want them to do what? To download our application Netflix. Once they download they've downloaded the Netflix, what do we want them to do? You also want them to register. What is the pain points? Those things are what you refer to as your map the buyer journey. Again, if you want to do your buyer journey, this is a very good template to come to buyer journey. You can see, okay, I can use this one. Just deleting the one I don't want. Don't worry. By the time we start working on the project, we will have access to this next. So the journey, what are your touch points? What are the key screens, the touch points, mobile laptops, positive codes, negative codes? What are the emotions? You know, when they are doing it, all these things you just have to feel. They are very good, these things. There are many other things. So you just have to create this customer journey so that you know that, okay, the first thing once people hear our these things from word of mouth, when they hear that from word of mouth, uh, they are curious, you know, hey, there's a new platform coming in where there is you can watch without a movie. Curiosity should come in to say, hey, let me go and read or learn more about them. Then one means when you learn, you read more, you should have some articles where people can go and read, or they go to your website and see the value propositions, what they stand to gain when they sign up. So your customer journey mapping will help you to understand and to adequately provide all those things. Then you create your marketing plan. This one, you have a dedicated marketing plan that will help you to put it together, but with some inputs. Okay, marketing plan. How do you want to reach out? Do you want to do word of mouth? Do you want to use social media influencer? Do you want to do traditional marketing like on the print paper or going to TV stations or radio stations? Or do you want to focus entirely on social media marketing where you do an ads on social media and do posting? You come up with a comprehensive marketing plan and okay, for 6 months, these are the things I want to achieve, the objectives and everything, all those things. Then you have to also come up with a sales plan. Now, sales plans means that in XYZ period, let's say 12 months, 6 months, what are the anticipated sales? In 6 months, I want to that more than 5 million people must have downloaded our applications. And out of those 5, about 2.5 should have paid. That's what your sales plan is all about. Now, that's the projections. How do you want them to now download? How do you want them to plan to pay? So it might be that, okay, if you download within the first 2 or 3 days of our launch, you get your first month free, and the second month will be 50, and subsequently you have to do it. Okay, that is the plan. Or maybe if you download within XYZ period, you have your first 2 months free. You come up with that sales plan. Then the last one is you have to set your SMART goal. Does anyone know what SMART means? It must be specific. It must be measurable.
Measurable.
Yeah. The A is what? Actionable.
Actionable. Yeah.
R is what? Result oriented. And the T is it must be testable.
Testable.
So when it's SMART, S means it must be small. SMART, S means small. You don't want to set a bogus plan or objective that you will not achieve in the next 20 years. Set a modest objective that you can achieve within, let's say, 6 months. 5 million download, that's reasonable. Out of 230 million. You don't want to say you want to have about 220 million download out of 230 million. That's not reasonable. It's not smart enough. Measurable, how do you want to measure it? The 5 million within 6 months means that at the end of 6 months, you want to measure it that have we achieved that 5 million download, because it's measurable. 5 million and within 6 months. You don't want to say, download, we must have achieved 5 million download. When? It's not measurable. Actionable means that, okay, the download means that we want people to be able to download. You cannot say, people, we want more than 5 million to hear about us. How do you want to measure or to action that they heard about you? Result means that, okay, at the end of the 6 months, you want to achieve the result that minimum of 5 million people download the applications. And testable means that you should test it, that actually the 5 million that downloaded it they actually downloaded it, not that you just want abracadabra that they did. So that is what we refer to SMART goals. So for you, before the application goes live or you take it to the market, you must ensure that these 7 items, you put these 7 items into place. Any questions about go-to-market strategy? So the last slide is this product launch. Now, we've put our go-to-market strategy in place. All our MVPs, we've done the usability testing. We have taken corrective measures to put all the feedback in place. Again, everything is in place. We want to launch. We're waiting for that due date where Netflix will be available for Nigerian market users and people can start downloading, paying, and watching their favorite movie. So that is what we refer to as product launch. For product launch, we will always have a dedicated date or time where we launch the product. Okay, we can say we want to launch the product on the so date. You can say we're launching on this Saturday 25, and there are different launching strategies. Some will come with very big launching strategy where they will invite people and all those things just to create an awareness. Now, before we launch, there are 3 ways we can actually launch our product into market. We can launch using alpha testing, we can launch using beta, and we can do an official commercial launch. Okay, launching product launch. Alpha. Launching. Beta launching. And full commercial launching. So the first one is alpha. This is where when you do alpha, meaning, all these products, all these features are ready, we want to launch. We're just limiting it to, let's say, Netflix employees. to say, hey, let's say we have 200 staffs. All the staffs, just go and download and make sure that you use all these features that we've done, use it for a week. Let's see how it performs when you are using it, because we're doing what we call an alpha launching. We're not launching it to all the entire users. Instead, we're just using we're doing alpha launching where only the 200 staff that we have are the one that will say, okay, this thing is ready, help us to launch it, test it, give us the feedback, let us see how it performs and everything. At least with that, we can control any feedback, we can easily control it because you guys are our staff. Any questions about that? The second one is beta testing. Beta testing involves real users, but only limited users. So we can now say that, oh, we want to look for about 50 people or 200 people in Nigeria who are not our staff. We're doing an alpha, we're doing a beta launching now. 200 people that are not the staff of Netflix, but they belong to our target audience, those that will be using our applications. So we want to say those 200 of you, give us your email and we will allow you to be able to log in, use what we built so that you can test it for us. After a month, come and give us feedback. So instead of us releasing it to about 50 million, we're releasing it to only handful, let's say 200 people of real users, just to know that we're controlling what is happening, because it's a new product. We want to have the confidence that all what we built actually works before we now launch it into full commercial. So the best thing is, when you want to launch, start with your alpha beta first, launch with your staff, let your staff do it, they give you the feedback. Whatever feedback they give you, work on those feedback. Once you think that all the feedback you've actually implemented, you've implemented all the feedback, then go to beta launching, where you launch with real users, but only with limited and controlled users, maybe 200 users. Now, when you think that, oh, everything works perfectly well with this beta launching, you can now move into full commercial launch, where the application will now be available for all users in Nigeria. And that is where you complete your job as a product owner. The moment you do full commercial launching, your job is completed. You might just want to see that, oh, for the next 1 or 2 months, let me collect data to know how many people sign up, how are they using it, just that you know that you've done a fantastic job. So for us to launch, we can launch using these 3. Either we start or combination of those. But the good thing is it's better to use the 3. Alpha launching, beta launching, and the full commercial launch. Any questions? Anyone with the questions? We've come to the end of the class. So these are all the journey that you go through as a product owner. I want to share something. Just give me a minute. I want to a project that you can see one of the previous students, we did this together, this product. So you can see this is high fidelity prototype. Okay. So hey, that's the name of the product. As a product owner, you do what is the rationale why you are doing this product. Okay. Then you come up with the rationale. I told you about what kind of data, what type of data are we using here? Primary or secondary data?
Secondary.
Secondary data. I told you that it's always a good one. You must be able to support anything, all your rationales or anything you're presenting out with the data. And your data can either be in primary or in secondary. As you can see, all these are all in secondary because they are an existing data that we got from UNICEF. So this is just to kind of say that, oh, as of 2019, there are about 201 million population in Nigeria, and this is expected to witness 2.6 million annual growth. This is telling you that, oh, there will always be growth in Nigeria. Now, we classify poor citizen, lower class, and lower middle class. Nigeria is a country of young with over 92 million under the age of 16, which is school age populations. And 10.5 million of Nigerian school children are under school age. They are not in school, majorly because of lack of fund, which means this is the highest in the world. So when you now say this, you're giving rationale to say, hey, this product that you want to do, there is a good prospect because you are backing it up with data. And you're also saying there are more than 96,000 private schools in Nigeria. Okay, you're backing things up. Now, why those ones are secondary, then you also do some element of primary data. Okay, who's going to benefit from this product? The parents solve the problem of inability to pay their children's school fees. Then Nigerian government reduce the rate of out-of-school children. Schools reduce the problem of debt from parents and increase profit margin. The larger society will keep children out of schools and ensure that nurturing responsible future leaders. You're just saying, everything is all about giving reason why the product should go ahead and why it's a good project. Now, you also want to come up with the problems. Because, like I said, you can only solve a solution, a problem that you have clear understanding. Then we now move to what? Primary source of data. You can see, you get a data, what is your current occupations? 62% says they are salary earner. Meaning that as a salary earner, you can say, hey, if I help you to pay these school fees, you will pay from your salary earning, from the salary that you'll be earning, because data is telling you that almost 70% of those who responded say they are salary earner. Data is backing us that it's a good product. If only 15 or 20% says they are salary earner, meant that's casting doubt to it that a majority of people who participate in these things, they are not salary earner. So how do you want to collect your money? And it's telling you that 62% of respondents struggle to pay their kids' school fees. They don't have the resources to pay their school fees. Data is backing it up. As you can see, what regular payment do you struggle to pay? Kids' school fees, 61.5, followed by house rent. So, meaning this is a major problem you want to solve. How do you usually raise your kids' school fees? Personal savings, bank loans, loan from friends, request from friends. So it shows that, okay, 69 do it through personal savings. What was the biggest obstacles from raising your kids' school fees from personal savings? Okay, this personal saving, what problems do you normally face? And about 38% says because they don't earn enough. 38 says lack of motivation or discipline to save. 23 says when I saved, I ended up spending the money that I've saved. So that means you know that there's a problem. The first one is they don't earn enough. They don't have motivation. So you must create, your products must create motivation for them to save. And your products must also do what? When you save, I end up spending, must demotivate them for them not to spend from what they save. Maybe when you save for 2-3 months, you give them an interest. You just have to come up with this. That is the essence of using data to get all these insights from. Okay? Data, you keep using data. These are your target audience. Target audience, what is your USP? You want them to save securely, save with comfort, access to instant loan to pay school fees, school will be credited directly, competitive interest rate, installment repayment. These are your unique selling points. Okay, you move forward. Product vision statement. Who? Always, sometimes, those who always or sometimes struggle to pay for their school fees. These are problem, people who you are targeting. So for parents who have kids in any of the 3 tiers of Nigerian schools, primary, secondary, or tertiary institutions, who always or sometimes struggle to pay their school fees, the Pay, which is your platform, is a fintech product that allows users to save towards their kids' school fees over a set period on and access any shortfall. So your school fees is 60,000, for instance. You can save, let's say you save 30,000. The remaining 30,000 is what? You will assess it as a loan. Unlike existing bank student loan that is stressful to access and that requires load of documentations, high valued collateral, which also takes time and come with high interest, our product, which is Pay, will be dedicated school fees payment. So the only thing you guys will be doing this program is just to pay school fees. Platform from the provide convenient savings opportunity and easy to access school fees with low interest. Paid directly. So to ensure that when you pay, people access loans, they are not spending it, you are paying it directly to where? To the school with the full consent of the users. This alone is a clear, this product visions which we did gives you a better understanding, everybody, of what's the problems, what do you want to do, how will you differentiate yourself, or how do you want to differentiate yourself from the competitors, and what will be your main USP. You do it, then you do your market opportunities. What are the opportunities that you have in the market. Go with secondary data. All primary schools in Nigeria, 71%, were found to be, so you have about 71% of Nigerian schools to be private. And 69% of school children enroll in private school compared to 31% public in the school. Meaning 69%, they will do what? They will have to make payments. Okay? You come up with it. Larger fraction of the population, they don't save in the bank. 65% of adult population using informal savings. Those who use informal savings to base. That means there is an opportunity for you to leverage and allow this 65 to use your platform to save for the school fees. Only 2% of adult population obtains loan from financial institution in 2018. Why? Because it's too stressful. Meaning, as long as you make your own platform easy, people will always come and access that form. Then 3 in 5 Nigerian parents struggle to pay their children's school fees according. Why? Because they do not earn enough. They don't have the capacity to save. Even when they save, they spend the money. Market opportunities. Okay? Then you want to use your primary. Okay? Let's say this is a system secondary source of data. You also use survey. If your kids attend school, which type of schools? 72% say it attends private school, which is what? Correspond with what we have here. What the secondary data is even telling us. It's the same thing that your own primary data is telling us. If your answer personal savings, okay. If you are currently employed, what is your salary range? 45.5% say they earn between 30 and 50. Meaning they fall within low income earner. If you say personal saving, how do you normally save? They normally say 60% say they save at home, which is what? What they are saying, that 65% of adult population using informal to save. Again, our own primary data is also telling us, saying the same thing. What are the barriers from rating your school fees from the bank? You know, about 48% saying too stressful and take two to get response, which is what it's saying here. Only 2% of adult population obtains loan from the bank. You see, data. You must be able to speak with data. Then we move to your success factors. Remember, meaning this product will be measured against these 3 success factors: convenience, to be accessible, and the flexibility. And okay, we want to say objective for convenience, to allow 90% of users to save money from their bank accounts under 1 minute. Metrics: 5,000 savers within the first 6 months, average of 10,000 naira savings for 6 months. This is the metrics that we want to know. Okay, have we been able, if we're able to meet this, meaning and take the money. Then, if they were to keep money in the bank, the long queue in the bank. Last time I was in Nigeria, I went to go and do something in UBA. I said, never. I will never come back again. If I'm to complete that thing, I will spend 3 hours. That's my precious time. Those are influencing factors to say so. Then, accessibility. To process and approve 70% of loan application under 24 hours. So if your this thing is 60,000, you have 30,000 with us you've saved, you need to access 30,000. The moment you apply, we want to process and approve it within 24 hours. accessibility. And we're saying the metrics for that, notice of loan decision received. The moment you do this, you must receive of loan decision within 24 hours. We also want to make sure that your KYC is reduced to only 1 business days. Then we want to increase the number of customers each month by 10%. If 100 comes to us this month, we want to make it 110 next month. So these are, then how do we come about it? Ideation and brainstorming. We brainstorm. We allow data to also help us. 65% struggle to pay their kids' school fees. It shows that 90 would like to save spare money towards paying their school fees. Saving period, 51% will save fortnightly or monthly. This helps us to come up with. So we know that in savings, we must give them the ability to save monthly or to save fortnightly. Market fit product. To ensure that this product perfectly fits and can work in Nigerian context, we also use data. 76% would like to borrow money to add to the save money. So meaning, would you like to borrow money from lending institution to add to the money saved for the payment of your kids' school fees, if need be? And 76%, yes. If I'm unable to save all required amounts, I would love to. Only 12% say I will add to any amount saved. No, I will add myself, and about 12% are saying maybe. So meaning about 76% saying yes. If you give us that opportunity, we would like to borrow. How will you pay back the loan assets from the loan? 80% saying they would like to pay repayment schedule, while only 20% said they would like to do a one-off payment. Meaning, you must allow users to do what? Pay back the loan back instrumentally. Market fit products. Again, we talk about the 5 why. Why? The problems. Children being sent home from schools. Why? Parents unable to pay school fees, as at Wendy. Why are they unable to pay? Parents unable to save for school fees. Why? They lack discipline. Why do they lack discipline? Because they spend as they earn without savings. Why do they spend as they help? Because bank charges several commissions on savings. So with this, you know that, okay, if you want people to save, you charge either no commissions or very minimal commissions, or against, you can even give them interest. Why do banks ban? Because banks prefer to take high deposits. Why? They make more profit from high deposits. Why did they make more profits? Banks do not have products made for low income. Why? There are not enough commitment or discipline to save. So the problem is what? No discipline to save. So your product must ensure that you solve all these why. You must make sure that you allow people to pay when their school fees when due. You must give them discipline to save. You must allow them bank charges several. Your own commissions must be significantly lower than bank charges or even free. They make more high profits than high low. You must make sure that, okay, there's discipline for people to save. Then you look at the empathy. Okay, why do they want to save? Empathy map. Prioritizations. We talk about Moscow, which we've done. You see the must have, the should have. Okay. Then important satisfaction survey. Would you like to frequently ask questions? All these things just to make sure that you are focused on what you need to do. Prioritization, Kano strategy. Okay, you look at delight, performance, delight, and everything. You do your competitors analysis. These are the features: interest on savings, pay, which is your own product, banks is new, bank is what? Underperforming, PiggyVest 8%, Holo Money is 8.5, Carbon, this, you do it. Again, this is the prototype that we talked about. You can see the prototype. This is the high level. You come in. If you want to log in, you code this. You want to register. This is what you put to register. And you are registering first name, last name, and everything. This is the home page. This, if you want to get the code, you can see the code. So prototype. And if you now want to do usability testing, you can just give this prototype to someone to say, hey, try and see if you can register. So then the feedback from your usability testing that we've done today, enter, can you find enter code after login? Pass. These are the people that pass it, 100% success rate. Hey. Did you see a message that tells you that the code was sent to your mobile? You know, all of these things, 60% success. 2 participants were convinced with the wording, everything, the feedback, findings. Usability testing, again, all these things. Then with feedback from your usability testing and how you can improve your distance. Then justification for product viability. To say that this product is viable, we can use it. You just come up with justifications. Okay, the risk, the impact, the priority, and of course, you break down how much. For you to do it, 6 months duration is 6 months. Team, this Naira, you need 23 million. In Australian dollars, is 81,000. Okay, your pricing margin is this. Product price, expected sales, 15 million every year. Total profit in 3 years, you're expected to make this. This is what, when you show me this, I know you know what you are doing. Okay, I think this product is worth investing on. Now, how do you want to, your product sales and distribution plans that we talk about today, marketing strategy, your go-to-market strategy, target audience, low and middle income, parents, school, distributor method, how do you want to distribute it? B2C distribution, through school association, school existing structure, website, magazine. We do promotional activities, social media influencer, Facebook ad, and this. Release strategies. How do you want to release it? We do a public launch. So we're not doing alpha and beta, it's just a public launch straight. This is the product launch date. It was meant to go live 2022. Release strategy. We want to do a localization to the general public and the school in Oyo State. And activities. Launch in our corporate office, invite key stakeholders to the launch, school representative, blah, blah, blah. Do everything. Why you should invest in pay? This is for you. We want to get people, it's market-fit product with scaling potentials, payback period in 12 months. If you put in 45, 13.2 million, represents 57% of, you get your 57.2% ROI in 24 months. And this, we've done the product roadmap as well. These are the product roadmap. How we want to do it. This is the service, access to loan pay school fees, rent, electricity, and everything. So this is a sample of what the end-to-end product development will do. And if you, by the time if you are interested, you also want to build your portfolio, you want to do this, where you work on your own project, then we'll help you to build this so that you have access to all the features, everything. Then you also do this. By the time you finish this, consider yourself to be a product manager. Any questions before we call it a day? Have we all registered for the attendance, please? All right. If there's no any other questions, happy to call it a day. If you want to take it further, you think you want to enroll in the paid where you work on a live project, you do your profiling and everything, you experience what it is to work on a real life project as a product manager, showing you what we've just gone through now. Someone will get in touch with you, and if you can just take it up from there. And for those of us, we will be sending your certificates if you've attended the class. If you've gotten 70% attendance, you'll be sending out your certificate between the next few days. And again, if you would like to do more of the practical things, kindly reach out and someone will get back. So thank you so much for being part of this class the last few weeks. And again, apologies for having to reschedule yesterday. It was a very busy period for us, and we thought it's better we reschedule. Thank you once again, and all the best too.